So just a little introduction here. Um, I am passionate about mathematics and very passionate about giving all children the opportunity to participate. So, tēnā koutou katoa, ko kumyu aho e noho ana, ko te kura o Tirimoana e mahi ana, ko Wendy aho. So very lovely to be here with you this morning and share some of my gems with you. A great math lesson. Now, these are just my thoughts. Enthusiasm and positivity, rich learning opportunities, accessibility for all, relevant games, visual resources, a hands-on approach, and great problem solving. An opportunity for questioning and investigating, the opportunity to make mistakes and feel really good about it, the opportunity to wonder, laugh, and explore, real-life applications, and most importantly, my own self-reflection. Our students come to school with varying degrees of knowledge and number capability. I don't know how often I've walked into a classroom and I've been told that JJ's great at math. Why is JJ great at math? Oh, because she knows all her times tables. She knows all her basic facts. So I do talk to the children about mathematical ability. It is way more than just number knowledge. There is pattern recognition, there's logical solving of problems. And with a program that includes opportunity for logical reasoning, numberless problems, puzzles and games, all students can be active participants. I'll just give you a couple of minutes to read this. I found this little excerpt, this extract, and it just resonated with me. So I'll just give you a minute or two to read this before we launch into the lovely things I've got to share with you. Now, Alan, do you have the links to be pasted in? Okay, so someone wants to enter, so shall I admit them?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, here's our first little problem. Now, this website is rich, exciting, and has many opportunities. It is created by a Ukrainian family called the Grabachuks. And the Grabachuks write puzzles, the whole family write puzzles, and they write these puzzles to raise money for the Ukrainian war. So I presented this puzzle to my year 3 students. And I gave them a minute or two to look at them, and then I encouraged them to talk to each other about the puzzle. And then to give me ideas, which candy do they think is the heaviest? So they came up with some wonderful answers. And of course, in the end, it was the green candy that was the heaviest. For a year 4 class, I then presented these 2 puzzles. Now, one of my very number savvy boys said to me, "Oh, Mrs. Liddell, that's a trick question. None of the poles are the same. You're just trying to trick us." And then one of my little girls said, "Oh, well, that's easy." She said, "If you just turn B upside down, B and D will then become identical." Moving on to the odd one out, I only have had one student in my year 4 classes able to solve this one. So I'll just give you a minute to have a look at this. And if you wanted to post something in the chat about which one do you think is the odd one out? So I'll just give you a minute to have a look at this. It's rather a good puzzle. I do love it. Okay, so the pentagon. Nice. Is it F? No, it's not F. In fact, it is the pentagon because 8 divided by 2 is 4. So B has 4 sides. 2 plus 1 is 3. A has 3 sides. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 has 3 sides. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 has E has 8 sides. And 2 times 3 is 6. And 6 has these 3 sides. So well done. Well done. Very good. Okay, moving on. These are 2 more puzzles from the Gravichuk family. And with the identical blocks, I actually thought the children could create these themselves as a math activity and give them to each other to solve. And how many squares? Another very approachable math puzzle. So what I'm going to do now is copy and paste. I'm going to copy and paste this link, which I thought we had done. And I'm going to paste it into the chat. And I'm going to give you a chance just to have a look at this website. Okay, so hopefully you'll all be able to access that. If you can't, just let me know. And just have a little browse and see what you think. And I'd be really interested in your feedback. So just 2 or 3 minutes. So what I've done with these puzzles, sometimes I will print them off and make them into big posters and take them into a classroom, or I will just show the puzzle on a screen. The students have got really used to these puzzles now, and as soon as they see me, they are looking for the puzzle. And it really does create wonderful mathematical discussion within the classroom. Okay. And of course, this whole webinar will be made available for you with all the links. Okay, moving on then to our next one. Once again, these are 2 more puzzles from the Gravichuk family. With the surface area one, I would actually encourage children to make a model of this, as well as the counter one. So, next slide. Tense puzzles. Now, I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with these, but these are a favourite of mine. Once again, using logical reasoning, problem solving, no numbers, so a puzzle that's approachable for all children. In the tense puzzle, you need to place a tent beside each tree. So I will use a block or a counter or whatever I've got available. But you must obey the horizontal and vertical instructions. So if you look at the first column, you can only have 1 tent in that column. You've got 2 trees, but you're only allowed 1 tent. Now, if you look at the horizontal line in the first one, you can see that you are allowed 2 tenths. So this puzzle, my students find intriguing. And you can actually create your own. I've included a website here. In this first link, I have just put in level 1 puzzles for you to print off. But if in here, which I'm sharing with you now, in Brain Bashers, you can actually create your own. So if I click you, and it will ask me whether I would like easy or medium. So I'm going to click medium. And there is a much harder puzzle. And to give you an idea of how the puzzle progresses, I can actually click on the answer, and that will help you to see how this puzzle is done. But also you can print the puzzle straight off from the website. So if I click answer, you can see where the tenths are. So you could have a little play with that one in your own time when the webinar is finished. But I start off with simple puzzles, and the children do ask for more and more of them. So that's the tenths puzzle. Okay, now this game. An engaging game for 2 players. Now I have down there in the link below, you have the rules and the game board. Each player has 4 counters, and they take turns placing these counters on the board until there are 8 counters on the board, 4 from one player and 4 from another. They then move these counters around the board until someone has 4 in a row. An intriguing game, and one that I have played from year 2 through to year 6. Very engaging. I'll just check the chat here to see. Oh no, there's nothing there, so that's all good. Right, now, this game I am going to let you play yourself. So let me just get rid of this. Okay. So traffic lights, another one of my favorites. You need a 3x3 grid. I've provided you with a grid there below that you can print off yourself. It's a 2-player game. You have 6 red counters, 6 yellow or orange counters, and 6 green counters. Only a red counter can go on an empty space. A yellow or orange counter can boot a red counter off the board, and a green counter can boot a yellow or orange counter off the board. The winner is the person who manages to get 3 in a row. So I'm just going to whip over to my link and grab this link and place it in the chat so that you can have a little game. You will need to, oh, that is not the, here's the link, sorry. I thought someone was going to do this for me.
Sorry, Wendy, that didn't happen, but you do.
It's working, is it? Okay, so I'm just going to put this in the chat for you, and you can play this game for a couple of minutes. Okay, so do let me know what you think. To play the game, let me just get rid of, someone must be playing.
Is it a shared player game?
So basically what we're doing is, I'll get rid of all of these. So I can play a red counter on an empty square, right? Now, only red can go on empty squares. So I do not want to put, I'll place this one here. Now then a yellow can kick off a red, right? And a green can kick off a yellow. But once a green is in place, cannot be moved, okay? So you keep playing until someone has managed to get 3 in a row. Make sense?
Is it three counters in a row or three greens in a row?
3 counters, 3 of one colour in a row.
Ah, I get you.
Okay, so either 3 green or 3 red or 3 yellow. So it's an intriguing game and my students love it. Once again, a game that every child can be involved in. Does it all sound good? I'm sorry the link didn't work.
We've got one person saying, how do you tell who is it playing? Everyone takes a turn, right? So you can pick from the pile of counters, whichever color you like, and each person has one go, and then when you've finished placing a counter, the other person has a go, right?
Yeah, it's just a 2-player game.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
A 2-player game. So on this webinar, you were just going to play with yourselves. Okay, so it's a 2-player game. I'll just have a look. Oh, yeah, we can't, right. So it's a 2-player game, and the first person puts a red counter on, and then the next player can choose to either boot that red counter off or to place another red counter. But it's 3 counters in a row of one colour.
Yep,
Makes sense?
Yep, that makes perfect sense, Wendy. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry. Okay, right, moving on to number fill-ins. Now, I don't know why, but these are extremely attractive puzzles to students. Now, even though these ones involve number, they're actually very strategic because, and I will click on these ones, which are on the website, and we'll go down and have a look at the first one here. So here is the first one. And you've got a PDF version, which I will click on for you to look at. Here it comes. Now, with the number fill-in, you have down here below the digits that you need to put in. So students need to work out which one they would put in first. So looking at, say, this bottom row here, with 2 as the second number and you're only allowed 4 digits, you would then access your 4-digit column and work out which one would be the correct one to put in. So there's a lot of logic in this. And in the website, it's Math Salamanders, we'll find several of these with different varying, capabilities. So a really lovely activity. And I've also included the Math Salamander website for you. It is a simple and approachable website which has lots of games and activities. Very, very user-friendly. So I hope that is useful for you. Right, moving on to the 2-colour game. Now, this is a good puzzle. Each person has 13 counters each of a different colour, and they need to place these counters on the board, taking turns, one colour, then another colour. No colour that is the same can be next to each other, either vertically or horizontally, but they are allowed to be next to each other diagonally. So sometimes children only get as far as putting 6 counters on and then they're stumped. This is also a game that a child could play against themselves. Now, once again, we did provide, now this looks like it should work. Copy link address. I'm going to try again and put this in the chat and see if you can play this against yourself for a few minutes. If it doesn't work, I apologize. So any luck with this link?
Yeah, I seem to be able to move some counters, Wendy, so it's all
Oh,
looking
great.
good. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well done. So just have a little play with that for a couple of minutes and have a break from me, and just see if you can come up with strategies, or if you were playing this against an opponent or two were playing against two, what strategy would you use to get the most counters on the board? Is this all seeming quite useful? And
Oh, absolutely, Wendy. This is
oh,
this is
great.
this is making me smile on the inside. All of these puzzles
Oh,
this early on a
fantastic.
Saturday morning. You're doing
Okay.
a great job, and keep going.
Oh, fantastic. A shaky beginning, but we got there.
No,
All
no.
right. 8 queens. Another logic puzzle. This time you have to place 8 counters on the board. No counter can be in the same row or column or diagonal as another counter. A wonderful puzzle can be done individually with a group of 2 or 3. Get those math conversations going. I do this with well, I've done it with all the students that I go in and teach, and they love it. So I've got the puzzle board there ready for you to print off. And each slide, you will find that I've got a printable there for you. And I have included these puzzles because they are very easy to print off. And what I do is actually put them in these swipe and wipe folders, and I just rotate the puzzles around different class groups. Okay, moving on. Another game. This one is from Liberia, and the students have 8 different counters each, and they start with 8 on the board. Now, I have included the game board in the link, but on my own personal game board, I actually put 4 little coloured stickers so the students knew where to put their counters. Now, in this game, you can only move across the squares, and you can jump each other, but only across the squares. So you can't move diagonally. So you're moving from one square to another square. If a game piece is jumped, it is removed from the board, and then you replace that game piece with another one. This game has met the children love it. It's an intriguing game, and we've had a lot of success with it. So I'll just show you what I meant by the game board. So I've included the game board there for you, but if you use the picture, you will be able to place dots on the places where the initial game piece needs to be placed. All right, next one. Now, I'm not sure if I'll just check the chat here. and see if there's something. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Oh, that I've got tingles. Thanks. Lovely. Whoops. Now in my excitement, I have gone too far. Right. Skyscraper puzzles. I don't know if you're familiar with these or not, but this is one of my favorites. So I get the children to just use the connecting blocks, and they make 4 towers of 1, 4 towers of 2, 4 towers of 3, and 4 towers of 4. And I get them to make those towers in different colours. I'm quite a visual person, and I think it helps the children to see when to problem solve when the puzzles are different colours. So you obey the rules once again on the horizontal and vertical squares. So if you're looking at the top left hand, you will see a 1 and a 1. Now that means if you are looking at that tower from that view, you may only see 1 tower. So that tells you that you would need to put your tower with 4 blocks there. It's a little bit difficult to explain this, but I have included websites and game boards that will help you more. So if you go down to the next row, you will see that you can only see 2. So that means you would probably have you can only see 2 towers from that angle. If I click into the website, Thinking Mathematically, fabulous website site with lots of spatial reasoning, and I click into the spatial reasoning tasks for you, and you go down to the skyscraper puzzle, that will probably give you a much better explanation than I can. But all these skyscraper puzzles are there, hugely successful with the students. And there are other puzzles. Zuke puzzles and the Cuisenaire cover-ups are fantastic. So I'll quickly, we've got time. I'll just quickly show you these. These Cuisenaire cover-ups you can use in many different ways. So cover the dog, cover the elephant, and with the students, I will say now, use as fewer rods as possible. Calculate the number of squares that are left. How can you cover the squares left with the least number of Cuisenaire rods? So there's a whole exciting mathematical exploration there, just in that. So I've gone off the beaten track a little bit there, but I got excited when I saw that. So do explore if you have time. The one-hole punch templates are loads of fun too, but I mustn't get carried away. So I've left my email at the bottom anyway, if you need to chat about some of these. This was so much fun. I just put this up on the board and I said, play, have a play with this. What is going on? This was from a Spanish site that I found, and it just intrigued me. 19 equals 1 times 9 plus 1 plus 9. 29 equals 2 times 9 plus 2 times 9. Just these beautiful puzzles and playing with numbers, which is what I tell students mathematics is. It's just a huge game with numbers. So moving on now, because we're getting close to a finish. Here was a French site that I found. Gorgeous puzzles. So the one on the left is a vertices puzzle. So where you see the number in the middle, you can only have 3 counters there, and then you look down here and you may only have 2 counters in the next one. This color one, also intriguing, but I have put these, if I click on this, I have put all these in a document for you, and they're all here ready for you to print off. I do actually love this one down here, puzzle number 8. But in your own time, you can have a play with those. So, moving down, aha, this is a gold mine, an absolute gold mine. I use the connecting blocks to play with these puzzles. These are some of my favorite. Now, if I click on here, so this is a logic puzzle. So I'll just scroll right down here to where all the puzzle boards are. So they go from level 1 right through to level 6. And these are block puzzles, so you may only have 1 block on each color block. And no block can be in the same line, the same diagonal, or on the same color as another one. Now, puzzle 1 is very approachable. Year 1 could easily do this. But then you go up to puzzle 26, and you do have quite a puzzle there. But my year 5 and year 6 students, well, actually I've got some year 4 students, without great number knowledge, but wonderful logical problem solving skills, and they can do this. So I have printed these off and enlarged them all, and I use them quite frequently with the students. But if I go back to this page, what I have included for you here is the link to this beautiful woman's website. So it's coming up now. So this is the Julia Robinson Mathematics Festival. And look at this. Look at all these beautiful puzzles. So that's something for you to explore in your own time. Okay, and now, just in time, my last slide with some links. Now, because we're getting close to the end, what I will share with you first is probably the best selection of websites. And I've just realized I missed out the dice puzzle, but never mind, you can play with that yourself. This website is a gold mine. So if I take you into here, there are many, many websites, all excellent, but the gold mine is just coming up in a minute. And here it is. Tasks, resources, and manipulatives. So if you click on this, you will find links to some of the best websites available, all in one place. And down below, links to some of the best virtual math manipulatives available. Your counters, your spinners, your dice, which I was going to use with you in a game, stopwatches, fractions, just a gold mine. This is the one I was going to use with you today, the dice tool. And quickly I can just, so I love dice games. So I would say put 4 here. And I'd say to the students now, I want you to use 2 operations addition and subtraction to make the highest possible number that you can. And then I might go, let's use 8 dice. And I want you to use multiplication and division to make the highest number possible. So you could do this with 2 dice, with 3, with 10. You could use it at any level. Math for Love, fabulous website, but I will leave you to discover these in your own time. This algebraic website is fantastic. The children can solve these algebraic problems online, or you could print them out. Many, many possibilities. So I'll have a quick look at the chat to see. Oh my God, this is gold, Wendy. Fabulous. Okay. Oh, good. I am so pleased that this was useful.
Wendy, we're going to get you back. I can tell that you have lots more where this comes from. I can hear the passion in your voice for puzzles, and I wish I was your student back in the day. I can imagine the kids stay in at lunchtime and they just
Yep.
keep going, and
Yep.
that is just fantastic. And I really can see kids who might not have thought of themselves as mathematics having a really quiet sense of confidence that actually they can do some really cool logic and do some really cool stuff and actually beat those clever kids in the class sometimes, which is just amazing. Well done.
I will tell you that that is absolute truth. That those children, and that's why I give these puzzles, especially to our Māori and Pacifica students who have this innate ability to solve problems. They see patterns. And when I give them these, it changes their mathematical disposition and they become very, very confident.
Absolutely. I can see it. I can absolutely see it. It's so great, Wendy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alan,
So
did you want to finish us off because it's 1:45?
Yes, I would. There are some more things that yes. Thank you very much. I just would like to get back to one of the first statements that you said, giving all children opportunity to participate. And I think all children deserve to enjoy math through puzzles because it develops logical thinking and developing strategies. Now, we're back into these last few slides. Bear with me as well. Again, I mentioned this earlier, so if you want to have some feedback, then you can write to email online organizer. And I know you have accolades for Wendy and tell her this will be shared as well, the slides, and then maybe you can do a personal thing. And wait a minute.
thank you, Letitia.
Yeah, she's giving all. I know everybody would want to give their feedback as well. Now, what's coming? On the 22nd of November, Friday, there will be Math and Calculus Teachers Day, which will be held at AUT. The website will be on soon. The Statistics Teachers Day will be in University of Auckland, Friday, the following Friday, on the 29th of November. Let's get there and register. So we'd like to, I'm sorry I wasn't able to have the at the beginning. So let's do together the final karakia. I'll start it off and you may all participate. Kia whakairia te tapu, kia watea ai te ara. Kia turuki whakataha ai, kia turuki whakataha ai. Haumie, huie, taikie. See you all in the next session. And thank you very much, everybody. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, Wendy, again. Thank you very much.